सूरज की पहली किरण के साथ दिन की शुरुआत कीजिए। सुबह का मंगल प्रभात आपको शुभ हो। सुबह सुबह हो खुशियों का मेला, ना लोगों की परवाह ना दुनिया का झमेला। पंछियों का संगीत हो और मौसम अलबेला। मुबारक हो आपको ये खूबसूरत सवेरा। हर सोमवार से लेकर शुक्रवार तक सुबह 6 से लेकर 9 बजे तक शामिल रहें रेडियो FBCTV पर हम सफर में रविंद्र सिंह के साथ।
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Seed Music.
Tonight, ILTB welcomes new constitution saying landowners will benefit. Government steps in to assist Thor Fiji, and another bus fire. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spade and you're watching FBC News. The Ithauke Land Trust Board has welcomed the new constitution, saying it addresses the security of land tenure in many ways. ILTB says most of its submissions have been incorporated in the new document. Ritika Pratap reports.
The new constitution now protects land that are commonly owned. ILTB General Manager Alipateng Getaki says they are pleased with Section 30 of the constitution that looks at the rights of landowners to fair share of royalties for extraction of minerals. Getaki says past constitutions only stated that landowners could be entitled to compensation, but this constitution now guarantees it.
What the government is clearly saying and here now, it's guaranteeing that the landowner, whether it's freeholder or the Ithauke landowner, will have a fair share of royalty.
The new constitution also protects Ithauke, Rotuman and Banaban lands, meaning if it is compulsory for state to acquire a piece of land, landowners will now have a say about compensation.
There is a procedure to take the matter to a tribunal or a court so that the independent tribunal and court can make a decision on the quantum or the amount of compensation.
Section 29 of the Constitution has provisions on the protection of rights and interests in land that includes land tenancies and leases, so it protects both landowners and tenants.
I think this is a provision that tries to address the security of tenure argument that is raised by tenants, not only of Ithauke lands, but also tenants of state lands.
The constitution only comes into power after the president agrees to it. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Israel's non-resident ambassador to Fiji, Yuval Rotem, has commended the increasing number of Fijian troops at the Golan Heights on the border of Israel and Syria. He pointed out that because of Fiji's commitment to peacekeeping duties in volatile areas, it was a natural occurrence to see members of the Fiji military forces along Israel's borderline. Rotem also met with Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama today and thanked him for the services provided by Fijians in the Middle East. He is in the country to meet with government ministries and departments to explore more areas of cooperation to strengthen the Fiji-Israeli relations. The Agriculture Ministry has today assured Thor Fiji of the government's support despite the poultry company being told to stop their operations. The owners face an uncertain future after being given a stop work order by the Department of Environment. Christopher Chand reports.
The Department of Environment, in a letter dated August 7th, ordered the company to stop its operations because they deemed it illegal. According to them, Thor Fiji did not get approval to construct this broiler shed.
On one hand, they have been given approval by the health authorities, and perhaps they do not understand that that alone is not sufficient for the EIA assessment, and probably that is where the frustration, but let me assure you and them as well that government has been there with them from day one.
Thor Fiji has stated they were given approval to go ahead with the project by the department's Lotoka office. Serui Ratu says They are looking into these concerns.
Things popped up lately, but we are looking into it. I was there again on Monday night. I had a meeting with the directors, and we need to sit down with the authorities concerned.
The company has since written an appeal letter against the stop work order, but has failed to get a response.
We are still short of our supply for chicken, and that is most welcome. That will create jobs for the people in the rural areas of Nandi. So we will continue to work with them.
More than 9,000 chicks from their first hatch were killed due to the ongoing problems. But the government has today assured them they are looking into the matter. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The body of a 33-year-old Indonesian national is now at the Suva Private Hospital morgue awaiting a post-mortem. According to police, the man died in Tahitian waters. He was a crewman on the fishing vessel Chokyu Maru. After his death, the vessel docked in Fiji and is still moored at the Suva wharf. It's alleged the 33-year-old died while isolated in a shower room guarded by 2 crew members after he acted violently and threatened other crew. Police confirmed that they are investigating the matter, but could not say if the vessel will be held at bay until the investigation is complete. Good news for farmers in Fiji. Agricultural lime is now being produced locally. This crushed limestone reduces soil acidity, which in turn increases soil fertility. Epeli Tokoasa reports.
Standard Concrete is the new producer of agricultural lime or ag lime, and their services was officially launched today by Minister for Agriculture Inia Seruiratu.
Standard Concrete's diligence, vision and effort in collaboration with Aid Market Development Facility for developing this business initiative that would benefit both the company and, more importantly, farmers from the increasing yields expected after ag lime application.
Seruiratu says farmers will have a lot to benefit from this venture.
Soil scientists have also proven in their studies that the long-term use of fertilizers will eventually become uneconomical and of no effect if soil acidity is left untreated.
Standard Concrete says the fertilizer would be 50% cheaper than the ones imported from abroad.
Some farmers have been importing it from overseas previously, but because of the cost is so high and uneconomical, it's not extensively used in Fiji. But now that we are making it available locally, and manufactured locally at a much cheaper cost, it will be available to the local farmers much cheaper.
The egg lime will be sold at $10 per bag and is now available at their depot in Wailotua. He says FSC will also be distributing their product to sugarcane farmers. Epeli Tukuasa, FBC News.
A bus belonging to Dilip Chand and Sons Limited caught fire yesterday afternoon in Dalai Loma Loma in Savu-Savu. This footage sent in by Chan Shavnil of Savu-Savu shows flames engulfing the engine compartment. Company director Ranil Chand told FBC News he will reserve any comments for now to allow authorities to conduct the investigation. LTA CEO Naisathuina Deva says bus owners should adhere to the quality assurance maintenance system to ensure their buses are safe at all times.
Since the series of fire that started in the Central Division, we have been following our program, the counter program that we agreed together with the bus operators in terms of the audit. In the north, we've just started, and we are also imposing this what we call the QMS system, which has already been adopted by a couple of bus companies here in the Central Division. It was just moving up to the north.
Meanwhile, Dilip Chand and Sons Limited director Ranil Chand says the company is bringing in 13 new buses. Just ahead, nightclub owners reminded of bouncers' duties.
Bola, oya wasala bilawa. Do pataki au mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka. Kako ni valata na no musini sari na kai samariando loloma leone vani ni nau. Omgori ke de mena diwa kina tini karona kaloko na single boni moniti kina vagaromboka and Bula FM number 2 en sere.
Bula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. A 68-year-old woman died at the Lautoka Hospital after being hit by a vehicle on the Queens Road at Namaka in Nandi. Police spokesperson Ana Naisoro says the woman was crossing the road with her children a little after midnight when she was struck by a truck. Naisoro adds that the woman was taken to the Lautoka Hospital where she later died. A truck driver is being questioned by police. The Ministry of Lands is working to rectify mismatches in the records of Crown leases it has issued. Lands Permanent Secretary Tevita Mbose-Wanga has told FBC News unscrupulous dealing is one of the causes of inconsistencies.
The anomalies in the Crown lease records surfaced following recent land dealings.
We actually found out that there is a mismatch, inconsistency between what we have on the records and what's on the ground. Hence, we decided to do a major exercise to try and harmonize this. In some places, we see that on record there is only 2 leases, but when we go on the ground there is only 1. On the record we say the lease areas is this, but when we go and actually talk with the lease holders, they produce their results, their receipts, their invoices, which says otherwise.
The Lands Ministry carried out a pilot exercise for
This is very important because this is what we call as the land information system. So once this is in place, then all decisions, all dealings will be in order. Without this, there are bound to be errors of judgment.
Nightclub owners are under strict orders from police that none of their bouncers are to assault anyone. This follows the arrest of a bouncer from a popular nightclub in Suva for allegedly punching a man who later died in hospital. That bouncer now faces murder charges. Roland Karoy reports.
The Fiji police force met with nightclub owners last week and the message was clear.
If there's a fight there, to remove them outside and call the police for us to come and take action into these patrons. We do not allow them to assault any patrons. It's for them to ensure the safety of the patrons when they are on duty within the nightclub.
Police have also made it clear bouncers are not to use self-defense as an excuse for hitting patrons. Nightclub Owners Association President Peter McCoy is away overseas and couldn't be reached for a comment. However, he did say earlier that there isn't any set criteria for nightclub owners while recruiting bouncers. He did say though that bouncers are briefed on how to do their jobs right and safe.
And basically we get people from ex-policemen or ex-military forces. They know about the discipline, and apart from that we give them the computer training, which is part of RFMF instructors. They come and give the training to our club. So our securities, they basically know all the jobs, what to do.
Vijendra Sundar agrees that the safety of patrons are paramount, and like all other nightclubs in the country, Friends Bar and a nightclub are strict on how their bouncers deal with their patrons. One bouncer is currently facing murder charges for allegedly punching a student outside a nightclub who later died in hospital. Police say they receive up to 8 complaints a year of bouncers assaulting patrons, but with the positive feedback from nightclub owners last week, this small number is expected to decrease even further. Roland Karoy, FBC News.
The Biosecurity Authority of Fiji is carrying out precautionary baiting in all container yards. BAF Acting CEO Matai Matakitonga told FBC News the measure follows the interception of foreign snails on containers from Vanuatu as well as Wallis and Futuna that were offloaded at the Queen's Wharf in Suva this week. Matakitonga adds it also follows the interception of a dead giant African snail by biosecurity officials in New Zealand on a fuel tank ship from Fiji. However, he says this doesn't mean that giant African snails are in Fiji, as there's a possibility that the dead snail may have hitched onto the fuel tank from the transporting vessel. Meanwhile, investigations into these species of snails continue. Sports time, and it's over to Jamie now.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening. Up ahead in sports, the 7th squad humbled by hospital visit today in Fiji Mbati, clamping down on performance-enhancing drugs. Details after the break.
Isambol binaka. Nadhango wadi soni dalai. Nama kyo mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi. Maina tolu kina bitu. Ena moni tingina por rombuka. Ena mbula FM. Na bandu ena serre.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे फ्रॉम 3 to 7 PM।
Welcome back to FBC Sports. The Fiji Sevens rugby team have another reason to bring back gold from the Pacific Mini Games in Wallace and Futuna. This morning, the team paid a visit to the children's ward at the CWM Hospital in Suva. The men, known for their skills and aggression on the rugby pitch, showed a more gentle side when visiting the young patients. Shelvin Chand was there.
Besides tackling and breaking tackles, these boys are also capable of doing this. The team visited the children's ward at the CWM Hospital this morning.
I think we have some reason to play for. We got all these kids that they sitting in their room, they'll be watching us. We know they watch us, they have TV in their room. So we have some people to play for. We have our family, and we also have these kids here.
The team officials believe that the visit by the team has worked both ways, by the players providing inspiration to the children as well.
Can give more life to some of this, so we know what they expect. Well, how will they feel watching us, especially visiting them before we leave. They know that they'll be with us.
Leukemia patient 15-year-old Ravnil Chan was all smiles at a chance to stand with the Sevens players.
I was happy they came to see us.
Fiji finished third in their last regional meet, and the team is striving to get a gold this time around. Shelvin Chan, FBC Sports.
Still with Fiji Sevens, there will only be 10 players travelling to Wallace and Futuna as Nandronga trio Apisa Indomlailai, Meli Kurisaru and Sekusanga Vindi have been dropped for playing in the Digicel Cup final. Also adding to the reduction in the size of the squad is an injury to Chasa Veremalua, the unavailability of Isaiah Natonga and an absence of Lepani Mbotia from training. Charlotte Taylor will be one of the 2 women sailors competing in the laser competition at the Pacific Mini Games in Wallace and Futuna. The Savu Savu girl, who will be competing for the first time at a regional meet, has been preparing herself well, knowing that competition will not be easy.
We've been training on the weekends. Last weekend before last, we went out to Lilavia and sailed back all the way from Lilavia, 4.5 hours out at sea from there. And then we do a lot of endurance work.
Navasa won the Western Rugby Rally with a convincing 57-20 win over Isawa this afternoon. The side had too much power for the Isawa team and stamped its mark early in the match. Meanwhile, Mba has also qualified for the semi-finals after finishing second. They beat Malolo 29-28 in today's match. As preparations for the Rugby League World Cup in England continue for the Fiji Mbati, administrators are taking a strict stance against the use of performance-enhancing drugs to ensure no surprises pop up come October. Charlene Daudakadaka reports.
With the World Cup only 2 months away, Fiji Mbati have added another twist to their preparation. With random drug tests to be conducted during the World Meet in England, officials are working to ensure no disappointment will come during crunch time.
We'll try to name 25-member squad, like the 70s there plus the non-term reserve. We'll try to get them through in a drug test with our medical, with our management and the medical staff. So we want everybody to be drug-free regarding our World Cup preparation.
With former Fiji Mbati Jason Bukuya set to miss the World Cup due to failing a drug test earlier this year, the team is undertaking this measure to ensure the same misfortune will not befall the squad.
It is very important to us now, like if you look at the NRL, now they're doing their random tests, they just can pick players to the test. That's what I try to do with our local base too, so just to aware them, because they've been told the effect of marijuana and some of the drugs that some of them have been taking. So whoever's been tested positive will be eliminated from the squad.
A 25-member side is expected to be named by next week for the upcoming Battle of the Mbati trials. Salendo Takavaka, FBC Sports.
The Nandi Rugby Union today launched the KK's Challenge Shield. The shield will be played for 3 weeks at Prince Charles Park. All top teams from the different grades will be involved in the challenge. Nandi Rugby will also be using the competition to build up for the Fairbrother Cup Challenge later next month. In the Capital One Cup football competition this morning, Liverpool went into extra time before finally beating League One side Notts County 4-2. The Premier League side was leading 2-0 before the Miners made it 2-2, sending the game into extra time. Here are the goals.
Raheem Sterling. Sterling is still going for Liverpool and scores. Gerrard. Lovely ball. Sturridge! Super goal for Notts County. And there's Aka! One back for the League One team. Onside and a chance here for Notts County. It's 2-2. And it's to Philippe Coutinho. Liverpool with 10 men. Daniel Sturridge! Goalkeeper should have stopped it. Henderson. Good play, Jordan Henderson. 4-2 Liverpool.
And just before we go, a reminder, you can watch Newcastle take on Morecambe in the Carling Cup, live and exclusive on FBCTV tomorrow morning from 6:40. Good evening.
Fiji's newest fashion designer, Ridi Damodar, today unveiled the face of the Dimani House of Fashion. She's upcoming model Andilitia Wangainaweni, who is also the spokesperson for the new outlet. The fashion house is the subsidiary of the Damodar Brothers Group, with a lineup of fashion events already planned. Owners are also promising new opportunities for local talent.
Dimani House of Fashion, it's all about local fashion. The first label is Ridi Damodar label, which is my label. And as you know, my label, I'm focused on latest trends, prints, high quality fabric and designs. But my garment designs are very variable.
Weather time now in Jen. It's already the middle of the week.
Yes, Jackie, how time flies. Let's see what the map has for us. Pretty dull today in Savu and the nation's first city. Looking at Lambasa and the western side, nothing much has changed. They had another day of fine conditions. I really wish I could be in Lambasa right now, considering they're the warmest on 32 degrees. Neighbor Savu is the coldest on 26, while Suva and Nandi are not too far behind on 28. There they are. Seems like we've got more dull days ahead for two of our major centers, with rain and clouds forecast tomorrow. And if you're thinking of going sailing or fishing, moderate to rough seas is what you can expect. Now, yesterday we had a photo of the mountains in Levuka, and today we're featuring one of Nambalembale in Savu, taken by Losefati Lingairi, a potential pick for one of our resort websites, I think.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines again. ILTB welcomes new constitution saying landowners will benefit. Government steps in to assist Thor Fiji. And another bus fire, this time in the north. To the poll question, and we're asking, do you agree with Fiji FA's decision to allow Fijians only to play in events? Visit the FBC website to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's your news for tonight. Until tomorrow, Modemanda.
Nimbula, methango nimilote na isoro tambua. Nama kia umena rua kina ona na veka vi monite kina whakaromboka. Rongo mena via sana kina viva ka barota kini ndreko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani pia niano. Ngai nama kia kina.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.